Perfect. All right, guys. Well, welcome to Results Driven by RW. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back in town. I've been out for a little bit, took a little hiatus, took a natural retreat to the DR, took a spiritual retreat up in the mountains. And so between the two of those, I am energized. I'm excited and I'm ready to rock and roll and see what we can do to work together to change the world. How about that? You know, we ain't trying to change just your next door neighbor. We're trying to change the world. All right, so let's jump right into it tonight. I want to go to part 2 of our business, building business credit. And so I know if you guys did not see part 1, please go back, check out my YouTube page, like it, of course, and you can download or you can look at, share that last presentation, but that dealt with your personal credit. Tonight, I'm gonna deal with your business credit, but I'm also gonna give you some pointers, some places, and hopefully a few hacks that will save you a little time, effort, and energy. I know sometimes people give you this long process. I'm gonna hopefully help you bypass that stuff because, you know, a lot of people always told me it took this, took that, blah, blah, blah. I have never written a full business plan. I don't know what my Dun & Bradstreet number is. So a lot of that stuff is valuable, but I found out if you just do a few quick steps, hopefully I can give you a few hacks that'll actually help you accelerate and then launch into what you're trying to do without dealing with a lot of the stuff that is good, but maybe not necessary to do what you're doing, okay? Biggest thing, guys, of course, take notes. If you can, in your position to do so, take some notes. Also, camera on if possible. I do understand you guys are moving and grooving, so if you can't, totally understand, no worries. But if you can, I would love to see your smiling faces. You know, and as my CEOs know, there's a certain presentation that we do when we're on our Zoom to make sure, because if not, you might get clowned. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But I am dealing with CEOs. And so because I know that you are prepared to go forth, but totally understand you guys are moving and grooving. Ask questions. Do me a favor. Make sure my chat is working. If you would do me a favor, write your name in the chat, your business, and throw in your phone number. Your name, your business, and throw in your phone number. If you don't yet have a business, put in there what you're looking to do. And maybe someone is already doing it or know somebody that can help you get started in that direction. So real quick, let's tune my chat up, make sure it's open. Is my chat open? Let's see. Is it working? Is it on? Is it on? Let me touch it. Is the chat on? All right, guys. Also, of course, we're gonna be doing some conversation. So of course, in the beginning, I'm going to do a little monologue and then we're gonna do some dialogue. In other words, we're gonna dive into your questions. And my goal tonight is to help you and point you in the right direction, either directly or indirectly. I do like to use a lot of my resources. My resources are now your resources. Whoever I can get to, my goal is to get you to them also. Okay, so let's jump right into tonight's lesson. But before we do that, you know, I like to talk about wins. So here's why we do this week's wins, because I'm on a call with a bunch of overachievers. Yes, I said you're an overachiever. And so you always look at what you do wrong and you give more credence sometimes to that than you do for what you did right. And I don't care how small, how minute, but you gotta celebrate your wins. You know, win for me last 2 weeks is pretty much being able to take a vacation. When I was in the DR, it was a thinkless, thoughtless vacation. I did not come back with deep revelation. I did not think about my business. I didn't think about y'all. I love y'all though, but I didn't think about nothing. It was thoughtless. And literally I thought about it. I said, man, normally I go on trips and I got these deep revelations and stuff. That wasn't my natural trip. Now on my spiritual trip, I got a whole lot of stuff. But on my natural trip, it was just a really solid vacation of nothing. So that was my win, because I used to go on trips and I'd be on the trip, but still at work. And so I was blessed to be actually on the trip and was actually there and enjoyed it. Okay, so that's my week's win. You guys, open up real quick. Let's hear. I want to hear at least 1 or 2, maybe 3 week's wins. What we got this week? What's going on? Elshana's reaching for the button. I see you. Go ahead, knock it out.
This week's wins, my husband and I went to a spiritual retreat, and we have never done that together. I usually go out to all those things. So it's the first time we've done that together, and we're really super califragilisticexpialidocious blessed. met some new people, and he was really able to talk to people who are of the faith and of the business. So that was a blessing. That was an awesome win. Along with me pumping up and getting out there. And I'm doing my writing class on Saturday. And then next Saturday, I'm teaching folks how to make flags. So I'm still got my stuff out there, still getting it out there, still moving.
Wow, well, that sounds like an awesome win because man, family, faith, finances, all that stuff works. Mental, spiritual, and physical is always great when you're in business to have those things clicking together. Awesome, great, great. Thank you so much for sharing. That is amazing, exciting for you and your husband. It was great hanging out with you guys, that's for sure. I'm glad you came. That was awesome. All right, who else? Who else we got on here? It's got a good, solid win. I don't care how small, how big. What's that win for the week? Sharia's waiting. She said, you know what? Let me go ahead and tap in. Go on, tap in, girl. I know you got something. As the old song say, tell me something good.
Good evening, everybody in results-driven community. Good evening, good evening. It's good to see all you guys. My win for this week is I hired another employee. This employee is very special because she's just not a cosmetologist, but she is a licensed teacher. It's funny how you make a full circle. Miss Camille was my cosmetology teacher when I attended Marinello's. And I just think it's funny to see that now my teacher, someone who taught me what to do, I actually employed. So that's just to show God that full circle is something else. But I'm grateful for it because by next month, I'm getting ready to expand to a second room. So I'm grateful.
Beautiful. Well, sounds like you're moving in the right direction. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep pushing forward. I love it. Great stuff. Thank you so much for sharing. That is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, give me one more good win for the week. What'd you get? What'd you get? All right. Don't get voluntold. I know y'all, you know how I roll. All right, Angie, I see you. You got your lips all mooped up. You ready to say something? I see it. I see it in your eyes.
Okay, I'll go.
Go,
it is small, but I actually was contacted by a lady from one of my groups on Facebook, and she asked me to do a interview, an entrepreneur interview, podcast interview. So that's going to be September 17th, and I'm a little excited about it.
That is huge. I mean, right now the podcast is blowing up. That is huge. Oh gosh, you just made me think about something. I had somebody supposed to call back about a podcast. Oh Lord Jesus. Anyway, yeah, girl, good stuff, girl. That's amazing. The podcast world ain't even ready for you, girl. They ain't ready for Angel with my voice.
I know. I can't help it. And it gets squeakier when I get excited. I'm so sorry. But
No,
yeah, I'm excited about it. She's forming the questions. Thank God they give you the questions beforehand so you can be a little bit prepared. But it'll also they'll spotlight my business, so I'm looking forward to it just to see how it's going to go down.
Beautiful. Well, I'm excited. That sounds exciting. So tell you what, keep on moving forward. That's a big win. That's how you overachievers are, man. That's a huge win. And here we are. No, it's something small. It's just a little win. No, that's huge. Great job. All right, let's move on. Speaking of which, spotlight. Let's spotlight a business on tonight. And I believe it's going to be Miss Anissa. She is going to be our business spotlight. And I want to bring her on. Hold on one second. Let me bring her to the forefront. Where's Anissa at? There you are. Let me see. Boom. I'm adding her in there. Girl, you in the spotlight. How you feel? All right. Tell us about your wonderful, amazing business.
Well, I'm in Madison Janitorial Services, commercial cleaning and residential, floor cleaning, waxing, stripping. We do it all.
Well, that's cool. Now, how long you been going? I know how long you've been going, but tell the people what? Anissa is one of my individual clients, coaching clients, and she took to it, locked in. And I want to say within what, 30 to 40 days, 45 days, we was locked and loaded.
Yes.
What is business credit? You got some business credit right away.
Yes.
Wow.
Within 30 days. Before that, yes. American Express.
Wow. I'm going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to talk about that tonight. Hey, I told her when she sat down at my desk, I said, girl, look at here. In the next 30 days of your life, it's going to be a change in terms. Matter of fact, do me a favor. If you can share a few moments, how did that personal coaching experience work for you for that 30 days in building this great business?
Oh, it was awesome. Boy, Mr. Williams, you're a bad man. You are a bad man. Every Friday, I learned something new to get out there to get the business cards out, the flyers. I mean, a wonderful experience.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Did my friend called you? Did my friend call you about the additional
Robert?
business? Yes.
He has. He has. Yes, indeed.
So we're getting ready to sign the contract. We're ready.
We're ready.
Oh,
We're getting it, locking and loading.
wow. You got the shirt on? You got the shirt on?
I have my shirt on.
Wow, got the shirt on with the embroidered shirts. You even got a little hat. Girl.
I have my shirt on. I have t-shirts, my polo shirts, every color. I'm ready.
Girl, you are rock and roll. I am so proud of you. So excited.
It's all to you. Thank you.
Off. Well, girl, I tell you what, just don't forget the little people when you blow up. You know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for trusting us, and thank you for moving with us. And I'm looking forward to some great stuff happening. And like we said, we got to go before the end of this year. And I know it's going to happen. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Wick.
Verification inside the chat. So if you guys are looking or know of anybody looking for a commercial cleaner, she is the one. Matter of fact, she didn't mention this, but she's been doing this for how long now as a head custodian?
21 years.
21 years as a head custodian, and now she's taken her talents. I think LeBron took his to South Beach. She's taking hers to her own business. So she's about to go knock some stuff out. So go ahead, go get it, girl. I see it. All right, let's jump into it tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That is awesome. All right, so we're excited. We're thanking God for you guys that are being here. Let's jump into our lesson for tonight. For real though. But it's a great spotlight. I love you guys in this community, because as you're in this community, that means that not only are we trying to help you, we want you to help each other. I want you guys to start working together. You guys to start getting contracts together. Okay, so let's talk about business credit tonight. So the first thing is, if you did not see last week's video, please go to YouTube, download it. I think I sent it to most of you guys, so you should have it. Share it, give it to a friend. But it definitely dealt with personal credit, how to get that established, how to re-establish your credit, all those great things. But in order to establish your business credit, I need you to get your personal credit right. Get to the point to where you're over 680, and it makes the process a lot easier. But I'm going to show you tonight how you won't even need that per se in order to get to where you're going, because there's so many programs out there now that don't even require a personal guarantor. I'm going to show you a couple programs tonight that you don't even have to, depending on your business or type of business, you might not even have to be shown as a personal guarantor. And I'm going to talk about that even here in a few moments. Here are the Equifax, Experian, Transunion. Remember, these are 3 credit reporting agencies. Remember, guys, they don't report to each other when it comes to your personal. So I showed you last week how to do those disputes. Some of you requested those dispute letters. I sent it out to you. Hopefully you got those. And other than that, I want you to really work on that personal credit, but let's tap into the business side. So a personal guarantor, this is important because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes in some cases, you now are the one they look at. And the good thing about business credit that separates you from your personal credit is it's just that. You have your personal credit on one side, your business credit on the other side. Now, what I'm going to show you tonight is how to separate yourself from your business. In other words, the credit I'm talking about tonight is not going to show up on your credit report. It will show up on your business, which I don't even know if there's such a thing. I know I heard it done at Bradstreet, all those great ones, and I'm sure they work, so I'm not debunking those, but I didn't have to go that route. And if I can, I want to expedite you around some stuff. Sometimes you guys haven't started doing this stuff is because you believed you had to have certain things in order before you did so. I want to show you that there's a couple ways that you can do some hacks that can get you around that, okay? But it is going to be important that you realize that a lot of times you will be a personal guarantor with your business credit. However, it won't show up on your personal credit. It will now show under your business, okay? And that's what you want. Now, how do I establish business credit? That's the question for today. First thing is get legit. Okay, some of you guys need to do an MC Hammer move, and you need to get legit. Get your business in order, okay? Biggest thing with not getting business credit is you're not seen as a business. You don't look like a business. And the funny thing is when it comes to banks, they at least need to know that you have a presence. If you don't have a presence showing as a real business, then number one, it automatically knocks you out the box. So if you have your home address as your business address, I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, because that could be knocking you out of getting credit because they don't really see you as a business, okay? So with that being said, you want to, number one, you want to get an LLC, okay? If you don't have an LLC, get one. You need to get one. Of course, we offer those, but you need to get an LLC. You need to get an EIN for your business. Now, some of you are what we call a sole proprietor, and you do have an EIN, but it's tied to your social, and you're actually able to do that. But in order to separate yourself from your business, you need your LLC, and you need to develop an EIN. Your EIN is just your business credit, and your business Social Security. We can use that word. So your business Social Security is your EIN. Once you get that set up, get in the system, then now everything you're applying for, you're applying under that EIN and not just your personal credit, okay? Next thing is I'm gonna recommend is get a domain set up. I don't care if it's wedowhateverwedo.com. Do something to where if a bank were to go and plug you in, you'd have something showing on Google that you're a viable business, okay? I would recommend also when it comes to your address, try to get either a virtual address. There's many companies you can do that from. You can do an executive suite. It might be a little costly starting out, but that's okay. You might not want to do that. Or just go to the doggone post office now. I don't know if you know this, but the post office, instead of a PO box address, they'll give you a physical address. And it costs you a whopping, you ready? $100 every 6 months, I think it, or whatever it is per year. I don't know what it is. It comes through now. But get that set up to where now when you're actually putting your business out there, it has a physical address, okay? Next thing is I'm gonna recommend you get a business phone. I know your cell phone is cool, but you might need to break out and get a business phone. Because then that way now, once again, when people call you, it's answered like a business instead of answering it, hey, who this? You just gotta roll different. And you'll be amazed at how just that one little thing can help you a little bit. Next thing is get a business account. You know, I throw out Chase. There's many banks. You guys use whatever bank. Navy Federal has it for free. I'm a relationship guy. And I know for me personally, it's good to have someone that can do it for you and you can work with that already has a relationship, of course, with me that can help you move your process along a little smoother. Because I tell you, every bank, Chase, what's called Wells Fargo, some of these banks, they ask you crazy stuff that really they don't even need, but it's just their process because each bank has their own process, okay? But the good news is being in this group, I'm gonna have to actually get Dora on here one day, but actually have her to where she can explain how the accounts work. And once you get those set up, once again, it gives you validity to where now you have an actual business. And all of these things we're talking about, it's probably less than $1,000 to get everything up and running. So we're not talking any money. Actually, some of it you can just do yourself. You don't even have to use anybody for it. Okay, real easy to do. But there's something that I definitely want you to know that you have to have a viable business in order to make that business credit thing pop up a little bit. Business credit cards. Matter of fact, if you want, some of you can text me. I'll text you a link. And I have a few people on this call that can testify that within less than 24 hours, they had business cards that were being ordered. Actually, one guy that's not even on here, but I just got him and sent him a link, and boom, immediately he got a business card right away from American. I don't know, it's almost like American Express is giving them away. And so I would say definitely apply. And like I said, I have a link that I can send you. And good news with that link is you can give me $50 for sending you that way. Okay, so help me help you. But one good thing is too, I'm batting 1,000 because everybody that I've sent a link to, they actually got the cards. And so we want to make sure you get that set up and get that going. Capital One, they're another company. They're just giving them away. Oh my goodness. I think they're just sitting in the back door and just going because everybody I'm sending there just about is getting them, okay? So try the business credit cards. Don't be afraid of what your credit score looks like. Apply. The worst they can say is no, okay? I know some of you say, well, I'm concerned about my credit. Well, if your credit is good, I get it, but if your credit ain't that good, you're gonna be all right. Apply anyway. Try and see if they'll actually get you in there. I don't even know if American Express pulls credit, to be honest. I don't know. I'd have to ask one of my people. Anissa just got hers. And so I don't even know if you saw a credit pull for American Express on your personal, but I think 2 other people I got that actually got the card too. So it's just, once again, guys, you know me, I'm about those results. Forget what you heard, is what's working. That's what we want to do, okay? So those 2, highly recommend. Business loans and lines of credit. There's a couple companies out there that are, there's nothing to get money through them, nothing. Okay, Cabbage, one of them. Cabbage is actually owned now by American Express. So I tell you again, American Express is just giving away money, okay? They have a program, I think they give you like 6 months to pay it back, but they increase your line the more you use them. So even if you don't need it, which I'm gonna talk about here in a minute, it might be good to at least establish it and get it up and running, okay? Because it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, type in the chat, that makes sense, okay? Fundbox, another one, real easy to do, apply for. PNC Bank, actually I just got a line of credit from PNC Bank. They don't do business credit cards here in Nevada, but they do lines of credit. And so it's kind of crazy how certain companies do certain things, but I think they within, gosh, I want to say within 7 days, I had a line of credit for my business. I'm one of those guys to where, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, I'm not big on credit, but I think it's good to have backup because you never know now what can happen. And I don't want to use my own cash, to be honest. Let me say it again. I don't want to use my own money if I can use somebody else's. And I'm going to talk about a little about leveraging here in a few seconds, okay? The last one is Lending Club. Lending Club is like super duper easy. It's just a group of people that have pooled their funds together. And now what they'll do is they'll actually, depending on where you're at, they'll lend you money. And then as you keep going with them, they'll keep building up the amounts they give you, okay? But it's another one that's really fairly easy to get to. If you know some other companies, type it in the chat for me. Because once again, these are just ones that I know of that I've actually worked with clients on, and they've actually been able to get through this process fairly quickly, okay? I think there's another one too, I forgot, Reliant Funding. They also do the same thing. And a lot of these companies, if you have a business that's actually making money, they're only looking at 60 days of seeing you make money. So even if your business is brand new, and say you're only 60 days in, but they see some money going into that account, they'll actually base their funding, some of them, off of the money that's actually going into your account, okay? So this is important to know because a lot of guys don't know that that can work because they will base some of these banks off of just your income generating, if you're generating income, all right? Let's go to the next thing. So, nonprofits. Anybody on here got nonprofits? If you got a nonprofit, just wave your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Okay, nonprofits, I use Nevada State Bank personally. I have a girl there, her name is Desiree, but they have a card that has no guarantor even needed. And it's a credit card that actually I didn't have to really apply for, I just had to sign for. And once I signed for it, they gave me the card. And so these are things that, once again, a lot of people don't know. Sometimes, and here, let me throw this in there. Know your bankers. I know you guys do a lot of stuff online now, but depending on a bank that's close to you, get in there, talk to your bankers, become someone. My bank, I can go in, I don't need no ID. Everybody knows who I am. It's something when you get those relationships within your banks, whichever bank that would be. I'm not promoting any particular bank. They ain't paying me enough, or they ain't paying me at all. So any bank that you have, start being a face within that bank. Let yourself be known within that bank and watch how things will open up. Because sometimes they can do some stuff that you don't even know they can do, but you don't know if you don't ask. And a lot of them won't go out their way, obviously, if they don't know you. So remember this old saying, they got to know you to flow you. If they don't know you, they can't flow you, okay? So get to a point to where wherever you bank, try to make it a point to keep going to the same bank, get the people to know you, Make yourself known to the banker. Relationships still matter, especially when it comes to money. Okay? Should you use business credit cards, lines of credit? That's a good question. You know, a lot of guys are saying, well, I forget that. I'm against credit. I don't wait. Some of you guys got jacked up with credit. I don't want to do credit. I get it. But let me use my own self as an example. I just bought over the last, 9 months now, I bought 4 trucks. Okay. So I bought we call it a Mack truck, and I bought 3 box trucks. So a total of 4 trucks. So in credit, that was about couple $100,000. All of it under my business. None of it under my personal name. Okay. I paid 10% because of my good credit for each truck. So say one truck cost me $29,000. Okay. I mean, it cost me $29,000 out of pocket. That payment on that truck is, I think, $1,200 or $1,500 or something. But that truck is bringing in money back to me close to $2-3 grand a month. Then who says that they wouldn't do that deal? Something costing you $1,500, you making $3,000 a month. So that means that not only are you paying the payment, but you're also profiting another $15 to $2 grand a month. Okay, if you don't want that deal, just type in the chat, I don't want that. Okay. You want to make sure that it makes sense, and it's got to be a plan. You want to use that money. Now, sometimes like the summer months was a little slow for my trucking companies. But the good thing is before that, they were on track, and now they're getting back on track now. So that's just one example of how to leverage yourself. Me and my son, we actually bought an investment property, actually 2 of them in the last 8 months. When everybody said, don't buy, we bought 2 properties. Okay, those properties, we put money down, but both of them, they cash flow. And so you do the same thing with your personal real estate portfolio. Why would you not do the same thing with your business if there were opportunities to do so? So just think about it. Because the biggest key is, and I wanted to put this out there, is you don't have to use it. Even once you establish it, guys, you don't have to use, like right now, the line of credit I got for my business recently, I don't need that line of credit. Praise God. I don't need it, but I got it anyway because they were giving it away. You know, when things are good, you want to take advantage of that. And also too, you never know what could pop up that you can leverage to make more money from. But once again, I definitely believe that you should not over debt yourself or put yourself in harm's way. That's just being responsible, but use wisdom. It's like my credit card. You know, I just paid for a trip to go to Paris next month, but because I use my points and I pay my credit cards off monthly, my points were able to buy a ticket and a half. So it just depends. It's only bad if you make it bad. It's good if you make it good. Just make sure that you are responsible and you have a purpose on what you're doing. All right. Revenue generating strategy. This is important that I put this out there, and I kind of mentioned it already. You want to make sure if you do get a loan, you have a strategy on what you're going to do with that money that's going to make you money. So if you're going to get a business loan, don't just do it just to do it or on a whim. Do it based upon what you've already been able to do. And maybe that loan can give you some more purchasing power. i.e., I'm getting ready to buy an apartment building. Okay. So with that apartment building, I need to show so much money that I have access to. Now, once I do that, so say I can show 100,000. That 100,000 now multiplies almost into a close to about $500,000 in credit that I can get. That's leverage. Getting to the point now to where I can take somebody else's money, leverage it to do even better things. Okay. So you want to consider that when you're doing any loans. You want to make sure you have a purpose for it. You know why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and if it's going to generate revenue. If it's not going to generate revenue, don't do it. That's as easy as that. Now, I have a philosophy on people that work with me and for me is if people should not cost you money, they should make you money. Maybe you need to leverage that money to get somebody part-time to start making you money. Because normally a person that you hire is going to take about maybe 3 to 4 months to get your money back that you're going to invest in them. And I include time in that because your time is or should be some type of flow. So with that being said, maybe you need that little boost to get somebody going that can now start generating income for you off that money you made. You take the money you make from them, you pay out the loan, and then you just do it all over again. And before you know it, you look up and you got 2, 3, 4 employees that you use from leveraging a business loan. Just a thought. Once again, guys, it all works, just a matter of working for what you're trying to accomplish, okay? So that's my spiel, as they would say, and hopefully some really quick nuggets on how you can go about getting this done. Now, I do want to throw out there, because I have an amazing tax strategist that just so happens to live in my house, she actually sets it up to where my stuff looks good. So when a company does ask about my books and my stuff, I can just send it over to them and not have to go through a bunch of shenanigans. And so I'm always going to promote that you do it the right way. Hire a solid, amazing tax strategist / bookkeeper that can help you now position yourself what you're trying to do next. Okay. Other than that, I really want to check with you guys and see what little nuggets you got tonight, and also what you need that I can help you with. How can I help you on tonight as I go through this? So real quick, Angie, what did you get on tonight? What kind of rung out to you, or what question did you maybe have about what I said tonight?
Well, I'm just familiar with some of these things that you listed: Cabbage, Fund Box, Lending Club. Not familiar with PNC Bank. And some of them have revenue requirements, so they may appear to be easy, but they're not really that easy. And then in additional to that, I mean, like you said something about using your home address as your business address, but if you have an online business and it's based as a home-based business, what other address? So you're saying you should actually use a virtual address based on the fact that a home address just doesn't look good?
Remember this, when it comes to money and numbers, is not what it is, it's what it looked like. And when you're promoting yourself, and also too, from a scary perspective, being a person like yourself, a single woman, I definitely wouldn't recommend using your home address, because once you do put that out there, it could be detrimental. But when it comes to a business, just remember, when a business looks at you, and also, let me throw in my mortgage specialties dealing with banks and money. When it looks good, they don't see a bunch of kinks, and they go through a lot easier. When it doesn't look good and red flags come up, then they start asking other questions. So it all depends on how you submit your package. When it comes to income, some of them do require some revenue, but I guess my question would be is, which ones have you applied for yet? Because some of them don't.
Well, when I see the revenue requirement, if it's bigger than what I'm bringing in, I don't even make an effort. I will admit that. And when you say building business credit, I guess maybe I'm doing it the long and the slow way, because I created a NAV account. Yes, I do have a DMV number. I do, and the NAV lets me know how so on NAV, yes, they have Equifax, they have the other one, they do three. Equifax, what's the other one that start with an E? Experian. Yeah. Okay, but I don't, on my business one, I don't see the transaction. So I mean, I don't see Transunion. So I see all my grades through the other ones, just on my business, not my personal. And they're good grades, but, and I got my cell phone bill under my business. So I have a good business credit score, but I don't have no business credit. I don't have no business credit cards.
You got to apply.
So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I want to know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm doing it the long way, because I'm licensed, I'm corporation, everything, all the ducks and I's and T's, everything is crossed and dotted correctly. But so where have I gone wrong that I have not established a business credit? Because someone told me I need more trade lines. So I currently just have maybe 3 trade lines. And I make sure that I pay them on time to help me build the grade, but I still don't have a business credit card. So once again, I want to know, where am I going wrong?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. First thing is I'm gonna send you a link. And once I send you a link, apply. If you get it, then we're gonna talk again. If you don't get it, then don't tell nobody. But but let's test the theory, because sometimes, and here's where that key word for what I do is results. Sometimes what you don't have is because you really haven't tried to get it. You've actually thought about it, but you didn't actually follow through to see what it is. Because some of that stuff that they ask you, they're just asking for a guesstimate, not actually what you've made. And so once you give them that number, now some of them will come back and require, like PNC Bank came back and wanted to see my financials. So that was different. Cabbage never asked me for financials.
Yeah, I started their app, but then I stopped because I saw the revenue requirement was like, it's not worth it. But okay, so I just need to follow through because, okay, all right.
Just follow through and take a shot at it. And then actually there was a good note because like when the money was being given away for grants and all that stuff, I got all that grant money. I want to say I got over almost 15,000 grant money, and my tax strategist just actually added on there that in order to get grant money, you must have a viable business address.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't bother any of that grant money because I didn't feel as if my business qualified because I mean, I'm the only employee. I know they did have a couple that said you had to have, I guess, 0 to 50. One of them was as long as it was no more than 50, but I just didn't feel like it was too much fraud going on. And I knew people who were doing different things that I just was like, I want to keep my stuff clean. I'm just not going to bother it.
Yeah.
So
remember
maybe
now,
I missed opportunity. I don't know.
And once again, I understand that because even like the ERC, I just probably about 2 months ago got $20,000 from ERC, and I couldn't get that money before initially because the qualifications were different. But they changed the qualifications. I resubmitted, and I got $20,000 from having employees during the COVID time. And so those are things that people just, once again, they don't know how the rules change. They don't, guidelines. And sometimes what you don't know is costing you money. And also what you're trying to figure out is trying to cost you money.
And not only that too, though, I find that if the application just looks a little bit too intimidating, that is something that you would just be like, no.
Yeah, girl, if I can teach you anything is pay. I think the hardest thing is realizing that it's almost like, well, I'll use myself. I paid, well, it's sad, I got to pay my own. Well, I do. No, well, here's where none of you can ever say anything or try to get a discount for my wife because I pay her. And so because I pay her, everybody got to pay her. And so like I paid her for the stuff that she did, but it was worth me paying her that $1,000 to get that ERC money. It was worth it. It was worth me putting it out there to get 20,000. And actually it was 21,000 some change, but 20,000 because I paid her. So it's kind of one of the things. But it's one of those things to where sometimes, guys, if you don't know how to do it, don't try to figure it out and don't let things intimidate you. It might just be you're not answering the right question, or you're trying to read too much into it. I got a bunch of overthinkers that overthink everything. And sometimes it's best just to kind of just do what they're asking. And a lot of times if you look at the thing, it asks you, what is your projected annual income? And when they say they projected, guess what? You project. Okay, good stuff though. Good stuff, Edge. I appreciate you. All right, Delshana, what you got? What'd you get tonight? What'd you get?
I'm on my way. So I already have an LLC, an EIN, a domain, business address, business phone number, and business account, and a business credit card. Hallelujah.
Awesome.
I could probably use some good business bookkeeping. Amen.
Nothing to advertise, but it's all in network.
Yes.
It's all in network. But definitely, a lot of stuff is coming up. So like I said, even if you don't need certain things now, it doesn't mean it won't change later. So and also leverage. You never know. It might be something that comes up, you get this massive order that you just don't have sitting in your bank account. But you got some business credit, you can get the order, make the money, and pay it back off.
Absolutely.
Okay, especially with your book, I'm waiting for you to blow up.
Well, I think for me too, separating myself from my business like that, I've been working towards that, but it hasn't happened. So
definitely.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Gloria. Yes, ma'am.
Definitely gonna work that out and get that through for you. But that's good. I'm glad. All right, Sharia, what'd you get? I know some of you guys are already doing some of this stuff, but I think it's good just to reinforce it. You want to start taking advantage of this. Oh, I think Sharia's frozen. All right. Kim, I saw you sent me saying send a link. Are you with us, Kim? I know you're working in between, got TV people, you posting up and everything. I know how you roll.
Yes, I'm with you. And I did say send me the link when you mentioned about the business credit cards. Well, first of all, thank you. I took 2 pages of notes. I appreciate that. A lot of stuff I did know, but there's some things that must be implemented. As you know, I'm changing some addresses because I have a different business with Flowers Phone Works, which is pretty new. The EIN number, everything is set up. At the time, I didn't have an office location. Now I do. So that's great. And knowing about the business line of credits, the different cabbage, fund box. So if you can send me that link, that would be great. Also, a great tax advisor is also I'm looking forward to. I think this was amazing. I learned a lot. I've been learning bits and pieces online, and you hit on it, and I was able to really absorb it and take the proper notes. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely use them, and definitely do me a favor, shoot me a text. Matter of fact, all you guys, I know I see it on this link, but shoot me a quick text, and what I'll do is I'll just shoot that link back to you. It'll be easier for me, because if not, once I get off of here, my mind goes to food. Well, awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for being on. I know how busy you are. Hey, Miss Robbie, what you got going on? What you get? What you taking with you?
What's up? What's up? I do have, I think, majority of everything you said is still applying for the business credit cards, because when I apply, I still don't get them either. So I'm not sure what's going on with mine either, but I don't know. So I'm just saying, look, send me the link. Just send the link.
I was gonna say, did you apply for American Express? I don't even remember.
I think I did, but if you just shoot the link out in your results driven group, everybody will get it and you don't have to do individual links.
That sounds like a plan. You know what? I will try to make that happen. That way we can get it done for you guys. But at least give it a shot. Give it a shot. And like I said, I found out those 2 though, I think they just been giving them away. I ain't gonna lie. But
and I think I've been using my home address too. And I'll just use, and I do have a PO box that uses a physical address. So maybe I'll apply using that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And like I said, just once again, guys, sometimes it's just those little quirks. I mean, I can't say any one of them in particular, but I want you to make sure that you want to make that happen. Oh, the ERC, Angie, I know I saw your thing there, is if you had employees during COVID. And when it first came out, they actually did not allow you. I mean, the stipulations were crazy. You had to almost be broke, busted, and disgusted to get the money. But now that they had the money still ongoing, they changed the rules. And so I was able to actually get money, and shucks, don't threaten me with no free money.
I know that's right.
My biggest thing, guys, always is don't let no be your only answer. If you only got one no, you ain't got enough. Give me 10 no's, and then I'll say, okay, yeah, you did this right. But if you only got one no, one maybe, and then you say, you know what, I ain't doing it no more, then I'll just slap you around. That's not what we do, okay? One no means try again, then go again, and maybe another company. Because remember, all these companies, they don't report to each other. And so you wanna make sure to keep yourself in that way. So great job. I'll send the link out definitely to you guys. Darday, you up on screen. I see you looking. So what's going on with you? What'd you get?
Sorry, trying to tell them to get my notebook. I just got home.
Oh, perfect. And you do credit stuff. Well, you did do credit stuff. So you understand a lot of stuff.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Finally. I had a question. How much do you charge for LLC?
I do for my wonderful people that's on this Zoom. I will do it for $650. And that's the complete LLC.
Okay, $650.
Yes, for my people on my Zoom.
Okay, just the Zoom, yeah.
That's the Zoom rate.
Come out of here.
And the good news is I'll get it done for you within usually 3 days. That's how we roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did learn something today. I did not know that business credit was actually separate from your actual personal. I always thought that it kind of coincided together. I didn't know that it could actually be separate. So that was something I learned today, because I was like, wow, that's good. They're going to be separate.
Yeah, totally. As a matter of fact, like for me, I'll use myself personally. I have 2 personal credit cards, and I have 2 business credit cards. And so on my credit report, though, only my 2 personal cards show up. My 2 business cards don't show up on my personal credit. And neither does my line of credits, neither do my trucks. So all that money I have in for my trucks, none of that shows up on my personal credit.
I have a question. It really ain't too much about today, but I just want to know, like, for you, before you actually started doing your businesses, what really just motivated you to just keep at it? Because I know that it just don't just fall down out of the sky and all of a sudden you just where you're at. So what actually keeps you motivated to keep going?
Honestly, and that's a really good question. It's you have to get beyond yourself and there focus on the people you want to see in a better place. Like I'll use this. I'm a guy that chases carrots. So what I have to do is I have to have a goal for why I'm doing it to keep being motivated to do it. And so, like next month, I'm taking my mom to Paris. I asked my mom. I said, "Mom, where do you want to go?" She says, "Before I die, I want to see the Eiffel Tower." And so that motivated me to say, I got to get on my game so I can take my mom to the Eiffel Tower. My wife, certain things she hasn't done. I personally liked it. Like right now, I want to get on a private jet and bring somebody along with me. And so I think the more you want to help people to the next level, the more you realize that you have to be at that next level to bring them up to that level. I'm hanging out today with being their business partners. And I noticed that when I hang out with him, I always go on that next level thought process. And then I find out what I want to do with my family, what I want to do for my church, what I want to do for the people around me. And so the more and more you get those goals of what you want to do to help people, the more and more it personally, and everybody has their own thing, it drives me personally. So what drives me is the aspect of being able to help people. And the next thing is build a legacy. I don't want to just live and die and people fry some chicken, eat some cornbread and say that was a good dude. Real talk. I want to be able to say that I helped a whole bunch of folk. I was able to do some things that now go beyond me. My outreach center, I'm about to open up a 5th location and my goal is 10 locations. My goal is 1 million pounds of free food given out every year. When you start getting these massive goals of helping people, that means you have to be in a position to really do some stuff.
Yeah.
And so I keep putting things before you. Like right now, you got kids that are ready to go to college. My goal for my kids was I wanted to help them buy their first home. And so I had to set them up and have the fund to help support them do that. And so once again, it just depends on what you want to happen. And then now put that as something that you're chasing. And also, guys, last thing is I actually read my goals every day. I have a list of 22 things, well, actually 23 things that I want to accomplish that I read every day. And that way, because remember this, guys, you're always going to get off focus. You're always going to get off focus. But the key is to refocus quickly. And if you're not looking at your goals every day, then you can go off on a tangent. But if I look at them every day, it keeps it before me that I got stuff to do. Hopefully that helps, Sade. Hopefully that answered your question.
It did. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, but I promise you, it's not easy. It's just one of those things where you just gotta want to bring value. The more value you bring to people, I believe the more you'll be valued and the more you'll be able to do some great things to help other people. Ms. Gloria, I see you on the screens there. I guess I talked about you a little bit and talked you up a little bit, but my tax strategist, anything different or anything you want to add to what I brought up tonight?
Just a few quick. The EIN number is the employer identification number. So it is like a social security number, but like you said, for business, but that's what the EIN stands for. Also, yeah, all of that stuff was great that you talked about, reiterating. Actually, you helped me to get my credit, business credit in order. So I appreciate that assistance. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate you. And just so you guys know, we separate those businesses. So my wife, we don't share the same credit. My wife has her own credit established. I have my own credit established. She has her own credit for her business. I have my own credit for my business. In other words, and as a matter of fact, I mentioned that my multiple businesses, so my trucking companies are separate businesses and they have separate credit. And with both of those businesses, remember that one trucking company I've only had for 7 months. Well, actually, when I got the trucks, I only had that business for maybe 2 months, and then we got the trucks. And so it wasn't even like a longevity of, oh, I had to be in the business for a year. It didn't work that way. So once again, it just depends. Now we did have to go through a couple banks. So there's my thing. We went through a couple banks and got disapproved a couple times until we found the right bank that actually approved us and gave us great rates. So it wasn't even like a jackleg bank. So those things are important. So anyway, just throwing that out there, guys. So once again, if it works for me and I ain't that smart, then I'm only imagining what it's going to do for you. All right. All right, guys. Did I miss anybody? Anybody else have a comment or thought that I can actually help you out with? Other than that, I'm going to let you go. We got about 4 minutes left. Troy, good to see you, man. I'm glad you jumped on, man. I don't care if it's been 4 minutes, man. I got you.
Oh, man. Oh, man. If I could just get that recorded, sir.
I got to record it. I promise this time. I'm gonna link it up and have it. Not hopefully. I will have it out tomorrow because you jumped on like you did. I'm gonna make sure it's available for you. Okay. But any other questions that we have? But good to see you, Troy. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right. Anybody else have anything? Everybody's good? All right. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and walk through this a little bit further because you know how I roll. My question is always going to be, of course, what's stopping you from being the best version of you? I need you to get involved, get in tune, know that you need to get yourself focused in order to be focused. Why do you need someone like me? Because as I stated before, a lot of you guys have all the ideas, the thoughts, but you just need the execution. I'm the person that's going to help you execute these things. In other words, I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. Some of you guys have actually invested in yourself and are actually doing their weekly courses because I believe accountability, it closed the gap between what you want to do and the results you really know you should have. Okay? Don't go it alone. You can't do this alone. My goal is to take you further, faster, showing you a few hacks that can actually get you to where you're trying to get to, and maybe make you get a little more. I had another young lady I spoke with this week, and her thing was she just needed a little confidence. Needs somebody to pour some confidence into her. How can I help you? So not only am I going to help you by helping you and guiding you, but there's things that we can actually within our own office take care of for you. Remember, I've been in business now 26 years, so we're not talking an overnight success story. This has been through a lot of stress, struggle, and drama, but now we have everything in-house to where now whatever you need to get done, we can get it done for you and help you get there. Of course, this is a value exchange. You know, I tell guys, if you don't know how to give value, it's really hard to receive value. So I found that in my life, the more you give value, the more there's an exchange with people that you should be with. Now, the people you shouldn't be with, that's a different story. But you want to get around people that value you enough to respect what you do, okay? Of course, if you're on the weekly group virtual call, $99 a month. Jump on board. It's pocket change compared to the information we're gonna drop on you tonight or any night that we're doing it. You can, of course, do that Cash App, Zelle. Most of you guys already done that. Individual weekly coaching. I'm gonna challenge a few more of you. There's a couple of you guys I would love to work with for 30 days. Oh my God, the stuff that we could do. I think Dr. Seuss said it. Oh, the places we could go. But you have to invest in you. And matter of fact, nothing else, talk to a few people. Matter of fact, Troy, since you on and jumped on, you might as well go ahead and say a few syllables about our coaching, our month of coaching. How'd that work for you?
It's going well. I mean, my schedule has changed a little bit, but we good to go. And that's no lie, you guys. So tap in and get to it. That's about it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, with the individual coaching, how'd that work out for you? What do you think was the benefit of that for yourself?
So with my schedule, there was more specifics we could talk about, more attention to detail as well, with my specific path and where I'm at on my path. And then just, I guess, I appreciate this avenue, but I could be more open, and just share more details.
Beautiful. Well, I think we accomplished some good stuff, and I think you're going to be setting up here to execute here pretty quick. And so that was the goal. So really proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, all right, guys, I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. I just need you to I'm actually getting some stickers and not some stickers, some pendants that I want to actually distribute the next time I see you. Matter of fact, guys, I do have a event that's coming up. It's going to be 0 to 30 days to a new business. And I'm actually going to show you in 30 days how to get yourself set up rocking and rolling. Look for that. That's coming soon. Where I'm going to do a class. I'm going to walk you through the steps and show you how to knock out your business and get where you want to be within 30 days. All right. Other than that, I'm going to get some badges. I was just talking about that. And the little things that was going to bid is embrace your greatness. Embrace your greatness. So if you take away one thing tonight, take away embrace your greatness. Don't run from it. Embrace it. All right. You guys be great. Always good seeing you. Much love. We'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.